honors veterans. That is for those of us who survived. Memorial Day is for those of us who did not. And today I'm going to talk about a friend of mine, classmate of mine, buddy of mine. He died on April 17th, 2004. This is right around the time when Pat Tillman died. And there was this article that was written that was about Pat Tillman dying, but hey, what about these other guys? And I saw Rob Henderson, and I can't remember whether he was from Bowling Green, Kentucky or West Paducah, Kentucky, but he was Kentucky, prior enlisted, and I was in my transportation officer's basic course with Rob. Rob was one of those guys who had talked about his history of being overweight. But Rob was lean, he was in shape, he was good to go. Rob, go out and play golf. Rob was a long ball hitter, right into the adjacent fairway. But boy, we had some fun out there playing golf out of Fort Eustis. And Rob, he was one of those guys who was just a good dude. I wouldn't say I was particularly close to him, but I hung out with him. Note, I'm not a person who gets particularly close to anybody. And when I found out that Rob died, I took a look at it, and he had a wife and child. Memorial Day is about honoring those who died in service of their country. To me, I kind of have a bit of a problem with that. That's not going to say that it's our job to die for our country. But Rob was caught up in an ambush and died. Now note, I was an officer in the U.S. Army Transportation Corps. That's something that is considered to be combat service support. We are in the rear. We don't get that much. We're not infantry, we're not hard, we're not rangers, we're not that. Okay. We're logistics. Go back to the first Gulf War. And in the first Gulf War, there was an initial attack. And the initial attack rolled through the border of Iraq and Kuwait, went deep into Iraqi territory, and ended up picking up pre-positioned stocks. Yeah, us transporters, you know what we say to you freaking infantry guys and you tanker guys, you field artillery guys? Yeah, there should have been a sign there that said, now that you're here, you're in the rear. Transportation is about as hardcore as it goddamn gets. And Rob was a transportation officer through and goddamn through. I wish to honor Rob for what he's done and the sacrifice that he made. But also, I want to honor his wife and his child. This has been, it's been over 20 years now. And Rob left us over 20 years ago. How is his wife? How is his child, who is now an adult? Well, I'm out there to tell you. Rob made an impact. This is just one person, okay? Made an impact, but he was a classmate of mine. Transportation Officers Basic Course, Class 497. We called shotgun. There were no questions, no compromise. On this Memorial Day, spend a little bit more time thinking not of those who died, but of those who were left behind to deal with it. A child without a father, a wife without a husband. It's a brutal thing. And look at ourselves and say about war. War is brutal. War sucks. This is what war fucking does. And at all costs. Well, no, not at all costs. I'll strike that and come back to it. War should be the last fucking resort. I salute you, Rob. And those of you out there who served, Rob, he's in the grave. He's honored with that stuff. It's the rest of us, those of us who knew him, those of us who respected him, those of us who looked at him as an extension of family, and indeed his family. Memorial Day, let's look to honor those survivors and those who are left behind.